Hey, it's MK, and I am here with another 31 days of cut files, and this is today's layout, which is August 14th, and today we are doing the cut file that says Stormwatch, where the O is the watch, and so it kind of just makes sense that it's Stormwatch. So I'm also going to be using my new stitching template, which is this square template, and this thread by DMC. Here are the files, and then I've got some snowflakes, or a file, and then I have some snowflakes that I cut on the Cricut for a layout that was a few days ago. So I've got leftovers of those, and then I had another one from the snowflake set, but I couldn't find it. So I thought, oh, it's okay. I only need the two and it'll be just fine. But I was going to add that third snowflake wherever it is, but I couldn't find it. So I have these two pictures. One is a QR code and the other one is a still shot from the video on the QR code, which is just me playing along with my slow-mo. I've never done a slow-mo video before. And so I start the recording, turn it over to slow-mo, and then as soon as you hit stop, it actually goes back to real time. And so basically it's just the beautiful, huge snowflakes falling in my front yard. And these snowflakes were huge. But when I record or take a picture or anything like that, it just does not share that with you guys. I have this scrap of super old, close to my heart paper. It doesn't even have a date on it, you guys, but it's back when they called the collections my reflections for some reason. And so I've got this set here. I don't even know if I shared the name of the set because these are uber old, like early 2000s, how old these guys are. I'm going to use two sets of shimmers to paint with today. And then I already went ahead and used a scrap of gray cardstock to matte my photos. It was very boring, just to let you guys know. Matting photos is just super boring, but I did leave a white border around both photos, pictures, whatever you guys want to call them. But I just really wanted this video, not that it's so special it had to be documented. It was just the fact that I was playing around for the very first time with my slow-mo part of my camera because I never have before, and two, it was just how big these snowflakes are. The video really doesn't do it any justice. It's not anything you guys need to go and write home about, or if you guys want to go check it out, there's the QR code. But in all honesty, it is, just something that I enjoy spending time to watch, right? And that's technically what I am documenting here, is that when it snows here, and I have a few moments to just sit here and watch it, that is one of my favorite things to do. It's so relaxing that I could lose myself, honestly, in just watching the snowfall. And so when Janet came up with this cut file about Stormwatch, even though it's not a huge storm, it's still snow falling, right? It's not a massive snowstorm or anything like that, but it's still, me watching snow. And so, yes, that is where I am fibbing when it comes to doing this particular layout, but I still thought it was very fitting. All right, so I'm going to cut down this large snowflake. Now, I do have to say that I have been ignoring, I don't want to say hoarding, but ignoring this, using these papers, because I don't have a whole lot of wintry papers in my Christmas collection. So yes, my winter papers are in my Christmas section, my paper category, but I don't have a whole lot of wintry papers and things. And so I tend to hold on to them until they, until I absolutely positively need them. And I just thought this was perfect, right? Because with this busy of a paper or anything like that, I don't really need to use a whole lot of embellishments. And for this one, I didn't have a whole lot of embellishments. So I wanted to keep it nice and plain and simple and have a lot of white space, since I have a lot of white snow, right? So what I'm doing here is I am just creating a block, and then I wanted to punch out all the little snowflakes in that scrap of blue paper, which has lots of little snowflakes scattered throughout it. But it was perfect for my 1-inch little circle punch because then I was able to get up and move the snowflakes so like they're not all exactly in the middle of the circle. Pardon me. But I was able to get a snowflake in each circle. And then, of course, where I couldn't get a snowflake, I just flipped it over and used the gray part for a little bit of added, I don't really know, interest, maybe? Added interest. Yep, let's call it that. I actually have 4 of those little gray ones, but I didn't realize at the time that you wouldn't be able to see those circles that I put underneath. I thought you could when I first test tried it, but then once I ended up edge distressing all of those circles, which I did not make you guys watch, by the way, they snuck in a little closer, and you really don't see the 3 that are on the left side tucked underneath, which I thought you were going to. Anyways, so I went ahead and I used my square to outline my square stitching template to outline my large block. And so I went ahead and I just used my fun foam to poke holes all the way around. And the best part about the square is it just gives you a solid line to work with. And then I was able to just use it to make my rectangle as big as I needed it. So it was super cool to be able to do that. And now I am just taking this, I think this one is called Pull Me Close. Yep, I think that's what this one's called. And I am just using it to, create a little bit of a stormy effect around 2 of my corners. That's it. And then I'm taking my spray bottle and blooming out the water, even though it's soaking right in, because this is the same exact cardstock as what you guys have, which is Photo Play, my color in white. It's not anything special. It's not mixed media cardstock or anything. It is just the exact same cardstock as what we cut the cut files out with. So once I'm happy with how it looks, and you can tell where the water soaked right into the page and then where the ink is staying, that's the gray is where it's just water and it's soaked right through the paper. And then of course, the paint is the color, right? So then while that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and work on the Storm cut file. And I am using a, what it's called a mop brush it's not called a thin, soft. Or a soft quill brush. They are both the same. So soft quill or a mop brush, they hold a ton of water, and this one is number 1. Whereas before I was using like a number 3, I believe, the really, really big one. But for this one, I just wanted to use something small. And this one is, I don't remember the name of this one either, but it has gold in it instead of a silver shimmer. It's got a gold shimmer. And when I first started painting it, because I didn't mix it up and I had a ton of the ink in my brush, all the gold went on top of the M, and then nothing, and only the color went on the R. And so I was just spreading the wealth around. But as you can see, when it dries, it's got that really cool lightning effect, because now it's gold and blue and it just looks really super cool. Not that there was lightning in my storm, but it still looks really super cool as far as the shimmer goes, because of the fact that, when snow falls, it glistens as well. So all right, and then I'm going to take this floss. I think it's number 413. It's a very deep, dark gray. And I'm going to go ahead and just outline that entire block going around. And I am not the best sewer in the world. In fact, I love it when my stitches are not perfect. I really, really do. And this one was no exception whatsoever to not being perfect. Now, I almost forgot to back my watch, and I glue too much. I glue the whole watch, and then I was going to just glue it down to my page. No, that's not what I'm supposed to do. Back your watch face, please. I did leave the watch in white because I wanted it to stick out so you could definitely tell that it was different from the word. I just wanted it to pop a lot. So yes, that's the only thing. And then I'm going to pop the word up so that way it sticks out. And my page, because I soaked it so badly with water, it is driving me nuts. Like, it has a permanent ripple in it. It's warped. I do not like it at all. So in the end, I am going to matte it in gray, but I need to cut and trim off some. So I'm going to just go ahead and stick my paper underneath my trimmer and cut off 1/8 of an inch on all 4 sides. So that way I have 1/8 of an inch on all 4 sides showing of the gray cardstock that I'm going to use. And it's going to be the same gray cardstock that's what's on my watch face. So that way it just brings in more of that gray because I used a different gray. It was just a random scrap that I had on my desk for matting my photos. And luckily it was just shy of 4 by 4 inches. I think 4 by 12. But I do end up buckling some of my paper at both edges just to get it all to fit. And so that's what I'm smoothing down because I'm fine with that. I am perfectly fine with the fact that it did not lay flat, but now it lays a lot flatter. And I'm going to finish off this layout using these gems from, well, it's technically yesterday's, but they all went up today. The layout that I did yesterday. So that way I can bring in some more of that gray element. And honestly, super fast, super simple layout for today, you guys. I just felt like that was all that was needed to be done. I love the little block effect with all my little snowflakes. It's almost like they're in petri dishes and I collected all those little snowflakes. I really do like that effect. And I'm okay with covering up most of that busy snowflake paper. All right, you guys, so that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really, truly appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the link that I have down below for the playlist, as well as Janet Fritz's channel, who is Galaxy Girl Creations, here on YouTube. And again, thank you so much, and I'll check you guys all later. Bye.